In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on January 10, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New Orleans Pelicans versus Philadelphia 76ers. The New Orleans Pelicans will travel to Philadelphia on Friday night to face the Sixers in what promises to be an intriguing inter-conference matchup. Recently, the Pelicans celebrated the return of their star forward, Zion Williamson, who has been sidelined with a hamstring injury. However, his availability remains uncertain as the team carefully manages his recovery to ensure he can return to peak performance. Meanwhile, the Sixers have endured their own struggles with injuries this season, contributing to their underwhelming 15-20 record thus far. The Pelicans are still dealing with significant absences, including Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy, while DeJounte Murray's status is listed as questionable. On the other hand, the 76ers have confirmed that key players such as Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond, and Kyle Lowry will not suit up once again. The Pelicans are in desperate need of a win to regain their footing this season, but injuries continue to plague the team, and their recent blowout loss to the lowly Trail Blazers on Wednesday highlighted their struggles. Conversely, the Sixers enter this game riding a wave of momentum and are considered clear favorites, even with several of their own players sidelined. This matchup is challenging to predict, given the uncertainties surrounding both lineups. It is highly likely that Zion Williamson will return to the Pelicans lineup after sitting out a game, and there is optimism that Joel Embiid will make his return for the Sixers. If Embiid does play, he provides Philadelphia with a significant advantage, particularly with his ability to stretch the floor and create opportunities for his teammates. Additionally, the Sixers are notably more efficient on the defensive end compared to the Pelicans, and even Williamson's presence is unlikely to resolve the Pelicans' defensive woes. Embiid's return would also boost the Sixers' offense with his scoring ability around the rim and his skill in passing out of the post. For a team still hovering around the playoff picture, every winnable home game is crucial for the Sixers, who are already 6 games below .500. The New Orleans Pelicans are gradually improving with the return of Zion Williamson and Jose Alvarado, but their recent performances have been underwhelming. After an initial victory over the Wizards, they suffered back-to-back losses to the Timberwolves and Trail Blazers. As they hit the road, their struggles become even more pronounced, with a dismal 2-15 straight-up record in away games this season. While the 76ers remain hampered by injuries, making them somewhat unpredictable from game to game, they are in a far better position than the Pelicans, especially on their home court. Monitoring the injury report to check the status of Paul George is important, but even with Tyrese Maxey leading the way, the Sixers should secure a win at home. So the Philadelphia 76ers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Pelicans' offensive struggles have been glaring recently, as they have scored fewer than 100 points per game in their last 3 outings, including one where Zion Williamson was back in the lineup. On the season, they ranked 28th in the NBA in scoring and 29th in field goal percentage, with a pace of play that is just average, placing them 16th in the league. Similarly, the Sixers have faced their own challenges on offense, ranking 27th in scoring and 25th in field goal percentage. Their pace of play is even slower than the Pelicans, sitting at 28th in the NBA, and the expected return of Joel Embiid on Friday night is unlikely to accelerate their tempo. However, the Sixers excel defensively, ranking 11th in scoring defense this season. The statistics further highlight a trend toward a low-scoring game. When playing on the road, the Pelicans have seen the under-hit in 9 of their 16 games. The Sixers have also leaned toward lower-scoring affairs, with the under-hitting in 9 of their 15 home games. Both teams' slow pace of play, combined with the injury concerns for the 76ers, suggests they will be searching for scoring solutions, leading to a grinded-out style of play. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Bucks versus Orlando Magic. The NBA presents an exciting Eastern Conference matchup on Friday between the Milwaukee Bucks, who hold a record of 19-16, and the Orlando Magic, sitting at 22-17. This clash brings together two teams in very different circumstances, with each looking to capitalize on their strengths despite the challenges they face. The Bucks might face some personnel limitations as Ryan Rollins is currently listed as questionable for this contest. On the other hand, the Magic are grappling with significant injury woes as key players like Paolo Banchero, Moritz Wagner, and Jalen Suggs remain sidelined. Milwaukee has yet to fully establish consistent dominance this season. However, they appear to be hitting a healthier stride lately and showcased an impressive performance in their convincing victory over the Spurs on Wednesday. Contrastingly, the Magic had been one of the league's surprise teams earlier this season, but their success has been hampered by the wave of injuries depleting their roster. Orlando has shown resilience despite their injury struggles, managing to stay competitive and cover spreads in various matchups. However, the toll is becoming evident as the Magic have posted a 3-5 straight-up record and a 2-6 against the spread record over their last 8 games. Losing crucial contributors such as Suggs, Banchero, and the Wagner brothers has left the Magic short-handed. Meanwhile, the Bucks continue to exhibit inconsistent form but have strung together consecutive wins and covers, benefiting from their healthiest roster of the season. Given the Magic's current state and the challenge of playing on the second night of a back-to-back, it's surprising to see the spread set at just 3.5 points in favor of Milwaukee. Historically, Orlando has performed modestly in back-to-back scenarios, holding a 4-3 straight-up record and a 3-4 against the spread record on 0 days of rest. These figures reveal no decisive advantage in such situations, but they highlight the uphill battle the Magic face without their key players. One of the biggest concerns for Orlando is their lack of offensive production. The Magic are ranked dead last in scoring this season, averaging just 105 points per game, and they sit at the bottom of the league in three-point shooting percentage at 31.1%. With their top 4 scorers sidelined due to injury, generating enough points to challenge Milwaukee will be a monumental task. On the other hand, the Bucks are healthy and firing on all cylinders offensively, having scored 121 or more points in their last 2 outings. There's little reason to expect Milwaukee to falter in this matchup. The Bucks have dominated this head-to-head series, winning 8 of the last 10 games against the Magic, including a 5-point victory just a month ago. Until Orlando gets its roster back to full strength, backing the Magic doesn't appear to be a viable option. Milwaukee has been the superior team in recent weeks, and their relative health should allow them to cover the spread comfortably in this contest. So the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The projected total for this game is notably low by today's NBA standards, but it reflects the characteristics of the Magic's playing style this season. Orlando operates at a deliberate pace, ranking 27th in the league with just 99.1 possessions per game. Their reliance on strong defense has been a key to their approach, as they boast the league's second-best defensive efficiency, allowing only 104 points per 100 possessions. On the other side, Milwaukee has also emphasized defense, climbing to 10th in defensive efficiency by conceding just 109 points per 100 possessions. The Bucks have adopted a slower tempo this season, ranking 21st in pace with 100 possessions per game. Their defensive capabilities have shone in recent games, as they've held opponents to 105 points or fewer in 3 consecutive outings. With Orlando's offensive limitations and Milwaukee's defensive prowess, the Bucks should have no trouble stifling this short-handed Magic team. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Golden State Warriors versus Indiana Pacers. The Golden State Warriors are set to face off against the Indiana Pacers on Friday evening at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This matchup promises intrigue as both teams seek to establish momentum midseason. Golden State enters the game with a record of 18-18 straight up, 17-18 to 1 against the spread, and 16-20 in over-under outcomes. The Warriors recently suffered a 114-98 loss to the Miami Heat on Tuesday and also played against the Detroit Pistons on Thursday, the results of which were not available at the time this article was written. Over their last 10 games, Golden State has struggled, posting a 4-6 straight-up record and a less impressive 3-7 against the spread mark. The Indiana Pacers, on the other hand, boast a 20-18 straight-up record, 18-19 to 1 against the spread, and a 21-15 to 2 over-under tally. Their most recent game saw them secure a decisive 129-113 victory over the Chicago Bulls on Wednesday. Over their last 10 10 contests, the Pacers have been much more consistent than their upcoming opponents, going 7-3 straight up and against the spread. In their previous encounter on December 23rd, Indiana emerged victorious with a 111-105 win over Golden State. That game added to a dominant streak for the Pacers, as they have won 5 of their last 6 meetings with the Warriors. Overall, Indiana holds a strong record in the past 10 head-to-head matchups, going 7-3 straight up and 8-2 against the spread. Furthermore, the under has hit in 7 of those 10 games, demonstrating a pattern of lower-scoring contests. In this rivalry, the Warriors remain short-handed as Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Andrew Wiggins are all sidelined. Meanwhile, the Pacers are monitoring the statuses of Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner, who are both listed as questionable for Friday's game. When these teams met in late December, Indiana prevailed on the road as +6 underdogs, extending their winning streak to 5 games at that time. Remarkably, the Pacers head into this rematch riding another hot streak, having won 4 straight games. Golden State, after a 6-game homestand, is now on a 4-game road trip, with the first 2 games played on back-to-back nights. Friday's game will mark the second half of this back-to-back stretch. This is a notable adjustment for a team that has not traveled in 2 weeks and is now required to journey from Detroit to Indianapolis overnight. While the travel itself isn't particularly grueling, it does mark a shift in routine for a Warriors squad that is already dealing with significant injuries. In contrast, the Pacers are surging, covering the spread in their last 4 games and going 7-3 against the spread over their previous 10 contests. They have also been highly successful against Golden State, going 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 meetings. The betting line for this game is somewhat surprising, as it suggests that Indiana is favored by a larger margin than anticipated. While the Pacers have been a reliable pick recently, going 7-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 outings, the Warriors are on the second night of a back-to-back and have struggled to cover the spread, failing to do so in 7 of their last 10 games. This line also hints that Golden State may rest some key players after Thursday's game. While Jonathan Kuminga is already listed on the injury report, it's possible that other Warriors could sit out as well. Indiana defeated Golden State comfortably last month and has a strong record in recent matchups. Playing at home with a rest advantage, the Pacers appear well positioned to cover the spread, so the Indiana Pacers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The over has hit in 37 of Indiana's last 60 games, yielding a +13.9 unit profit and a 21% return on investment. This season, the over is also 16-9 when the Pacers play with 1 day of rest. The total for this game appears low enough for both teams to push it over. Prior to their game against Detroit, the over had cashed in 3 of Golden State's last 4 contests. Similarly, the over is 6-2 in Indiana's last 8 games. Both teams favor an up-tempo style of play, with Indiana ranking 7th in pace and Golden State not far behind at 12th. This fast-paced approach should result in plenty of shot attempts and scoring opportunities. The Warriors, known for their reliance on three-point shooting, rank 7th in three-point attempt rate. Even if their shots aren't falling, their misses could lead to quick transition opportunities for Indiana, which ranks 10th in fast break points. While it's uncertain how many Warriors players will be unavailable for this game, the over looks promising as long as Curry and Kuminga are available. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.